We do this every Tuesday, top of the second hour. I spend way too much time on this. It matters to me. It's my top 10. After Monday Night Football, I've seen all the games. Here we go.
Herd Hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colin. Number 10.
Dallas Cowboys. Listen, they're third in scoring defense. I think their front seven is excellent. They've got all sorts of range and athleticism and length and speed in their front seven. I like their left tackle, their running back, and Amari Cooper, too. Here's the downside to Dallas. They can only win a certain way. They're 5-1 when Ezekiel Elliott has over 100 yards. They're 1-4 when he's under 100 rushing yards. So that's going to give really elite teams in the playoffs a game plan. Stack the box. Now, Amari Cooper helps, but I think this is a team that has to win a certain way. Now, they can win because they're really talented in certain spots, Cowboys at 10. This is the team I kind of fell in love with about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I love what they're doing in Indianapolis. Again, outside of Darius Leonard and maybe Kenny Moore, I don't love their defensive personnel, and they are limited. But they have won 5 straight. They're averaging 34.5 points since week 6. This is a great story. I mean, they've got guys who you've never heard of, Darius Leonard, and guys who were busts, Eric Ebron, and they got a coach, Frank Reich, that wasn't even their first hire, but Andrew Luck is carrying a rebuilt offensive line. I love this story. They're the first team I watch every week. It's the first game I put on is the Colts. I got them at 9. L.A. Chargers. We're going to pay attention to Phillip Rivers, and I get it. But 6 of their last 7 games, in 2018, they're surrendering fewer than 20 points. This is really a defensive story. I know we've fallen in love with their receivers and Phillip Rivers. But in this era of football, to hold people under 20 points is pretty remarkable, and they've done it in 6 of their last 7 games, Chargers at 8. I moved the Houston Texans ahead of them. They've won 8 straight. I really like this team, and the difference, I think, is Deshaun Watson's mobility and their emerging running game. Now, it should be noted, I love Deshaun Watson, but he's thrown for fewer than 250 yards in 6 straight games. So the staff in Houston's figured it out. We're not asking him to throw 40 times, but his mobility, throw it 24 times. They've got their running game, and by the way, they're 6th in sacks, so they can get after the quarterback, Texans at 7. Here's another team that all the things they always do, they're doing again. The Patriots have won 7 of 8 games. Here's the downside, why I don't have them in my top echelon. 30th in sacks. Now, there have been years where they're inconsistent getting to the quarterback. Last year is one of those years. I think they need to play at home to win in the playoffs. I do like their running game. Rex Burkhead has been activated. Sony Michel, the rookie's terrific. James White's an unbelievable receiver. So I think their running backs are the best they've been in years. But when I get no pass rush and they're inconsistent over the top and Gronk is a 50-50 coin flip to be healthy, I put them only at 6. Chicago Bears. I was wrong on them. I whiffed on them. It's the NFL team. I just didn't see it coming. I watched Trubisky his rookie year, and I don't get it. I still don't love Trubisky. They've won 5 straight. Their best 8 players, according to Pro Football Focus, are all on defense. Number 2 in scoring defense. Their third down defense is fantastic. They get you off the field. And I just think this is a 2-pronged story. Great defense, great head coach. Marginal quarterback being elevated magnificently by that coach. Bears at 5. I picked the Steelers to win the Super Bowl, and my final 4 teams usually in the herd hierarchy are, to me, the teams that should end up in your championship games. I think Pittsburgh, here's my issue, though, and here's always my issue. In their last 2 games, 7 turnovers. Good hell. Could they finally button things up? There's so much I like about him. But do you trust them? Even against New England, do you trust them? I just don't know what to do with them. But their offensive personnel, they are also, it should be noted, the Pittsburgh Steelers lead the NFL in sacks. That's why I give them the edge. They make the other quarterback uncomfortable. Steelers 4. L.A. Rams. Questions about their defense. But Todd Gurley basically leads football in every rushing category, and they've scored 30-plus points in 8 of their 10 games. I do think Aaron Donald is amazing defensively, but I think Ndamukong Suh sort of goes to his own drummer. I think Marcus Peters sometimes is playing ISO defensive football, hero ball. I do not trust their defense in big spots. They've got big names, big stars, but also big egos. I see this a lot with the Rams. They're a fireworks show, but they have to score 30 to beat the Seahawks. I have them at 3. Kansas City. Here's what's amazing about the herd hierarchy this week. I think there's 9 good teams, and then there's my number 1 team. Here's my problem with the Kansas City Chiefs. Last in pass defense. Most penalties and penalty yards in the NFL. Does that sound like a Super Bowl winning team? I get so much flash. There's so many things I like about it. That's the worst pass defense in the league and the most penalized team in the league. And so my number 1 team, and this is what I think we have in the NFL this year. I think we have 1 great team and 9 really good ones. My number 1 team, the Saints. It's the Saints. What are they not doing well? And nobody in this league's going to New Orleans and winning a playoff game. No chance. The fewest giveaways. The fewest sacks allowed. They don't get penalized. You can't run on them. They can run. I mean, outside of their secondary, which even that's gotten better in the last 2 weeks, I feel like the Saints are at 1 level. Even number 2, Kansas City. Awful pass defense. Most penalties. Young quarterback. I don't see them going to Foxborough and winning a playoff game or going to Pittsburgh. Herd hierarchy, 1 great team, the Saints, and everybody else. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.